What is going on, everybody? Welcome to week number 10 of our Big 12 Team Builder Dynasty, year number 4. We have some recruiting updates for you guys in this Wednesday preview video. As always, is regularly scheduled. We have Broken Arrow, Shreveport, and Amarillo to discuss, and we're going to go through this very quickly. Shreveport is in the lead for 80 overall middle linebacker Tyler Dykes. And you guys at Nebraska State are trailing.
Yeah, we got to catch up here.
Nobody else seems to be in the race for that guy. Thomas Marquardt, what's up with him?
Well, it's a stacked board right here. A lot of team builder teams there. Nick Lee out of Florida. Shreveport loves their interior guys, and that's why they want to go after Chris Chase as well. Ethan King, we are trying. Man, we are going hard here. Got to get this custom recruit out of Florida. He's listed as a 2-star. I think he might be a gem, according to my inside sources at, all these recruiting services.
At Gold Glover Studios.
Yeah.
Brian Mayfield here in the lead
Not
over
Baker
Texas.
Mayfield.
Not Baker, correct. Brian is in the lead there. Jafari Okoye, an interesting player, custom recruit here, 5'11", 214. In the lead over Arkansas and Amarillo. Everybody else down there at 4 and 5. Odessa, Broken Arrow down by a grand or more.
Arkansas has used their visit. Shreveport yet to get theirs. McAllen has had their visit for junior cash, and Shreveport has not. This is an interesting
Have the inside track there.
Absolutely. And then we know they have Ashley. Brandon Bell, I think, has been a new addition out of Texas. Some more interior guys. Some more gritty football players going to Shreveport. Raul Braga update here. Looking like Broken Arrow, Missouri, and we'll talk about him in a moment. But this is not a great class for Shreveport. If they close the deal on some of those guys at the top, it might turn out to be pretty good.
These are players that fit their scheme. They've recruited this way ever since we started in this dynasty. They are not attractive to a lot of the more explosive style of college football players.
No,
high school players.
They had Griffin Rivers and Darnell Savage on their board from the preseason to about week 4, and they were going 700 points, and they were NA by week 4.
Right, so they are just not appealing to any of these high school seniors, and that's just the way that it's gone. And so it's either going to have to be that Shreveport changes their scheme, or else they're not getting these guys. They have to focus on gritty, grindy type of players. All right, Amarillo update. 870 points separate them and Midland State for the number 2 do-it-all wide receiver. And honestly, Griffin Rivers, I think, would be a fit for both of these squads. It's just for me, I'd rather see him in baby blue, powder blue, versus that purple.
Well, Midland just had their visit with him against Odessa State. And Darnell Savage, similar boat. I mean, Odessa and Amarillo look to be the favorites right now.
Wouldn't it be something if Savage went to Little Rock with Keneal Mason and LaQuinton Evans?
I don't know. It would be an upset because he doesn't have a visit there, but
yeah.
he is visiting Ardmore this week.
Correct.
Against ACU, so that would be a big deal for him. TJ Holt, putting some more points on him. We're letting Lafayette back in the mix. Got to fix that. You got Thomas Marquardt. So, Amarillo is a similar thing. I mean, they always pride themselves on their defense, so they're hitting defense really, really hard. Like you see Sam Dowdell and Chuck Perry. So they're going after them really hard.
Charles.
Antoine Mills out of Fenton, Michigan.
Yeah.
How about that?
Nice.
And they're also in the mix for Okoye. Maybe, I don't know if we have enough points to put on him, but
they could swing. But Juice Robinson, we've been on that for a little while. They've got some depth down below, and it looks like a pretty solid board. They're in the lead for a couple guys down at the bottom, as a lot of our teams are, but everything's moving in the right direction for your Armadillos.
The arrows are not the only thing that's broken in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
They're in the lead, though, for Socrates Fortlow. That's huge for them. The number 1 defensive end.
Yeah, got to get Fortlow for them. Broken Arrow has been able to recruit lately. This is not anything new. They've had some pretty good classes in recent memory, but this is not looking to be their greatest one. Not by a long shot. And the record is hurting their cause. Got to pick up some of these guys like at tackle, linebacker. But, I mean, they have a ton of visits scheduled for when they host Ardmore. but I can't see them beating Ardmore, not after what we saw against Denver Tech last week.
No, I mean, that was a really good game.
Yeah, I mean, Braga here, I think Braga would be a really good fit for Uba, but we got to stave off Missouri.
6'8", 254. I mean, good God. Guys, the one thing I'm noticing here, too, is that there's not a lot of movement here with the offense for Broken Arrow. There's a lot of defensive players coming over, which I think that's just a factor because it's Todd Orlando, but they're not doing too hot recruiting on the offensive front.
Yeah. And Chad Masters, they really let up off the gas on Chad Masters. I think maybe next week they're going to turn it back on because, I mean, Ardmore is looking at Tomsha.
Yep.
If you get Tomsha, you probably don't need Masters. But...
Right. So it's kind of one of those domino effects. If
right.
we get Tomsha, then it means that Chad Masters is probably likely to go to Broken Arrow.
Wow, so the big story breaking out of Grand Island, Nebraska. Graham Keith has announced his intention to leave the program.
What? No. Why?
Wow.
Why?
He feels that the coaching staff just doesn't have confidence in him. He thinks he's being sold short. And he feels that his teammates prefer Shinosky, and he's going to take his ball and go home. That's what it sounds like.
I don't know how I feel about this, man. I don't know if it's weak on Graham Keith's part or if it's kind of what Nebraska State deserves.
What you're saying is he should man up, but then when I think about it, maybe he's got a point.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. I'm on the fence because that program has gone quarterback drama, and they always lean back to Ben Shinosky, and Keith's like, look what Willis is doing after he got out of this situation.
Right. Yeah.
If I become the starter when Shinosky's gone,
which he would be a redshirt junior.
What happens then when we have another quarterback controversy? Is it going to happen to me too?
Yeah, I think he just feels stabbed in the back because he was given a chance. He didn't play that poorly, and then coach just yanked him and went back to the well. And Graham Keith has been quoted, it's been leaked out that he's thinking that he was the best quarterback on the roster last year. And he had a redshirt.
Yeah.
And he feels that was unfair. He feels that his situation this year's unfair. He's mad at the coaching staff. He's going to lose a year of eligibility when he transfers, though. So either way, he's going to be a redshirt junior by the time he starts, wherever he lands.
Right, so he's playing. So it kind of sucks for him because when he committed to Nebraska State, it's obvious he wanted to go here. And now he's going to basically be losing a year of his college football career.
He'll have 2 more left, but
based on this decision. And so he has to be sure about this decision.
Right.
And honestly, I think that he's more sure in the fact that he's going to be able to get out of this situation and not have to deal with quarterback controversy on his own and when he becomes the guy.
The thing we know about Keith, he's from Colorado. So you're thinking that the schools he's going to be looking at, Colorado, Denver Tech, perhaps. Although I don't think he's in a good spot there because I think Denver Tech's just got their guys for the future. And he's going to be looking around the Big 12 maybe. Arizona State in the mix as well. Nebraska, also a very strong possibility that he goes to Nebraska to try to beat Nebraska State. At which point, maybe we're looking at Bubba Robinson. He's going to have to step in. We don't know yet. We don't know where Graham's going to go, but he's mad.
He's done got
Let's take a look at the top 25, guys. Last week's number 1 team, Ardmore, stays number 1.
That's a shocker. Washington and Ohio State undefeated right now. That's big news. You got ACU at 4. Marshall receiving 2 first place votes.
So stupid.
That's dumb.
So ACU has 1 loss. Marshall's undefeated, and yet they're still getting. We know that ACU is a more talented football team.
Well, they're ranked ahead of Marshall, but
I get it. I'm just saying, if I'm a pollster, I'm looking at that like, dude, you're not that talented.
Well,
you're not.
Nobody
that
in the
talented.
right mind would vote Marshall over one of these 3 teams.
No.
So whoever's doing it, This is the coaches poll. Maybe they're from Conference USA.
That's true.
That's a possibility.
They're being trolls.
Yep, Florida State there. Remember, former Amarillo head coach Joe Barry is running the defense there. Bouncing back pretty well after that loss to Oregon State, if you guys remember that. You got Denver Tech at 7, McAllen at 8, Michigan hanging around number 9. Pretty cool. Virginia Tech loses to North Carolina, and then you have Nebraska State here at number 12.
Moving on up.
How about that?
I don't remember where you guys had the highest peak position as far as rank goes.
This has got to be it. I've been in the top 20 for sure, but this is definitely the highest. Amarillo checking in at 15. They're 7-1. Man.
Yeah. It's looking really good right now for Amarillo fans.
Alabama loses again. Little Rock with their win over Uba moves up 4 places. And down the line, Camu barely hanging on here. They've dropped 3 games in a row.
They're showing them love. They're showing them respect.
It's tough. It's tough, though. Losing 3 games in a row, but they're still in it. Louisiana Lafayette receiving votes. You got Midland State and Odessa.
All right, time for the He Is Man watch. Somehow, John Hicks falls.
Ooh.
I don't get that.
What?
I don't get that.
He beat Denver Tech.
He had a good game, too, man.
Let's see, that 6 touchdowns for Jake Hayner, though.
I guess, 186 yards, but yeah, the
Robinson
touchdowns
wasn't that
count.
impressive. And then, 5 for Peters. He's playing Rutgers, though.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm a little disappointed because we've won the first 3 Heismans in this dynasty, and then this year we don't have anybody up there other than Hicks right now.
I know. It's like, look at the completion percentage, man. He took down the number 3 team in the nation.
Yeah,
I would have thought that you would have at least got the orange bar, not moved down.
Held serve.
Players of the week time, guys.
Wow.
And all NCAA is all Big 12.
So-
Ryan Bradshaw
wow.
and Rodney Lawrence III. He had 3 interceptions.
I knew he had the one against Buster Smith for the pick 6,
I didn't know he had 3.
but 2 tackles for loss with a sack and 3 picks, one of those being a pick 6. Ryan Bradshaw, true freshman, gets the honors with 18, 292, and 4. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Updated conference standings here for you guys. Ardmore, the only unblemished team in the Big 12 East.
Heck yeah, baby. We're going to be looking to do that very same thing against ACU this week as well. This is a huge game for us because guess what, guys? This team, ACU or McAllen, looks like they're going to be the 2 teams that are going to challenge us for this. I don't want it to get to a situation where we have to rely on some sort of tiebreaker. If we lose to ACU, they own the tiebreaker over us. And honestly, even looking at last week, ACU beat McAllen. So then you've got this weird scenario where it's, you could see another tiebreaker for 3 teams, and I don't want that to happen. So let's just take care of business and beat ACU.
If you beat ACU,
get it over with.
Yeah, you are clearly going to be in the driver's seat because you still have to play McAllen.
Right.
And that could still decide it if McAllen wins out. It's going to be hard, though, I think, for them to win out. That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But you got Little Rock at 2-2, and then Shreveport and Uba are winless, and they do play each other this week, so somebody's going to win. And then we look at the Big 12 West. Now, this one
it's crazy.
is interesting because really, Midland and Camu have kind of been the 2 and the 3 in the past 3 seasons in the Big 12 West. And now that you have Odessa State and Amarillo kind of on the upswing, they're kind of displacing Midland and Camu a little bit.
It's totally flipped.
Yeah. But, Denver Tech's still sitting there with 2-1 record. Nebraska State sitting there at 2-1. You can't count us out either. We're still in the mix here, man. So it should be a pretty fun finish, and it could go a lot of different ways. I think Camu is out of it. I think the 3rd loss in a row.
Yeah.
I think they're done. But Midland can still come back. It starts this week though. They got to beat McAllen. They do have to win out. Beat Denver Tech. Beat Amarillo. Beat Nebraska State.
You have some very interesting storylines here at play in the Big 12 West. You've got Nebraska State, always scrappy. They're finding ways to win games. Denver Tech obviously is the powerhouse in this division with 306 points for. They're the best team talent-wise. And Amarillo's got that chip on their shoulder, man. They are not going down without a fight this season.
Right.
They are going to give you everything that they've got when they match up against you. And they still have yet to play Denver Tech. And
Right.
guys, that's the biggest matchup I feel like for the Big 12 West is Amarillo, Denver Tech. And whatever happens in that outcome, that could be the game that decides who's winning the Big 12 West. Unless Nebraska State
Excuse me.
throws.
Excuse me.
That was the disclaimer here. Since Nebraska State's scrappy, they could easily find themselves in a position where they could usurp Denver Tech and Amarillo. But the other one, don't count them out. Odessa State. That offense is insane. Insane. Cameron Willis is going nuts, throwing 90% completion. He's not making a lot of mistakes.
Nope.
So you want to talk about a team to watch out for. I mean, look at this. 298 attempts, 240 completions.
Yeah.
That is ungodly. And I'm actually going to do the math on that right now. 240 divided by 298. That's an 81% completion percentage. That offense suits him perfectly. It's a toss-up right now.
Okay, week 10 here. Let's get into it. We're going to start with Uba and Shreveport. You think... I mean, who's going to win this one here?
Shreveport. Yep. Shreveport all the way.
Pretty confident.
Very confident. That defense for the Wranglers is something Todd Orlando prides himself on, but it hasn't really been there with the pass. It's been there against the run at 25th in the nation, but it's not good enough. I don't feel like it's good enough to stop Shreveport's offense.
Yeah, Kerry Ashley played pretty good against Nebraska State last week. He's going to get the start here. Buster Smith going to get the start for Uba. So we started with Christian and Cantella, and now it's Ashley and Smith, and that just shows you all of the turmoil. The game disappeared. It did run away.
You drop the controller and the game disappears. The game doesn't exist anymore. Wow. Okay, save that for the outtakes.
Sure.
Always dropping the controllers.
Yeah. Now, yeah, so it just goes to show you all the turmoil these teams have been in. And I'm going to have to go with Shreveport. I'm going to go Shreveport.
You were thinking about it.
I was thinking about it because,
Broken
Buster Smith was so bad last week against Little Rock. I think this is going to be the last chance for him to audition. If he's bad again, they're going to go back to Christian, no doubt in my mind. So he does have to show up and play pretty well here. And give me Shreveport. Ooh, man, this one was fun last year, right?
Yeah, it came down to the wire. An absolute missile from Dexter Whiteside. And wow, I mean, just a great game in general. McAllen drives down in the fourth quarter with seconds left.
Yeah.
Gets that late touchdown. So it probably could come down to the wire again this round.
It's a little interesting, though, because Midland, their weakness is going to be in the secondary.
Yeah.
And McAllen is just running the ball all day. So, I mean, we see Midland actually has the worst statistical pass defense in the nation. So our prediction is coming to fruition with all of those true freshmen, trying to hold up in a major football conference, and it's not working out.
Their rush defense is the number one in the nation, too. And I feel like that's a lot to do with Willie Grant. Willie Grant is really good defensive end.
I feel like they're not attacking it, though. Like they would, they just elect not to. Because they're so easy to throw against.
That's true, too. But, yep.
And they did have, like, negative, how many yards rushing? Cameron Willis had negative 45 last week from all the sacks. But yeah, to your point, Willie Grant getting all the sacks.
Right. So Harkless Blair and this running offense has to deal with Willie Grant. So maybe put on some double teams on him, but that might free up some other players.
I'm going to go McAllen on the road. I think Harkless Blair is going to play himself back into the Heisman picture if he can get a few touchdowns on the board. But Midland, if they go 4-4, gonna have some issues.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna go with McAllen as well. I feel like the turnover differential. We talked about that last week with McAllen against ACU, and I thought McAllen might be able to sneak a game against ACU with that turnover differential being at 15 plus 15, but we know Dexter Whiteside is turnover prone, and I think McAllen is going to take this W as well. ACU Ardmore, number 4 against number 1, another prime time, big time matchup for the Thunderwolves at home. We took out Denver Tech last week at home, and now we're looking to take out interdivision rival ACU.
Well, I'll just come out with my pick right now. I'm going with ACU because I see 540 yards of offense per game.
Yeah.
And I know that your secondary has done a little bit better the last few weeks, but you got your Boyd Scales and your Carl Boyd and your Andrews and your Williams.
Yeah, those guys are young.
If they're going to hold up against Joe Russell and Ostrander and Kirk and Jefferson and Jimmy Ireland, I don't think they can do it. I just think ACU is going to bounce back, and I mean they've shown with that win against McAllen last week that they're back focused. They're not going to have one of those 17-point efforts that they had against Little Rock. I'm taking ACU.
And all of that is very logical and rational. So kudos to you. And for those of you guys that are going to pick ACU because of those logical and rational things, I would say to you yet again, just like I said in last week's preview video, if you want something to believe in, if you want to take a chance, you want to zig where everybody else is zagging, go with Ardmore. Because guess what? We haven't lost yet.
Nobody likes Ardmore.
What?
Oh, you got like 2 people.
I got 2 people. I got 2 fans, but you know what? They're the best fans.
Oh.
The best fans out there, baby. In the comment section, they're always there. I'm taking Ardmore, guys. You got to believe in something, man. John Hicks is in the Heisman race. Our defense, not statistically very good. We're 1 slot behind Midland State for the 125th. But, guys, we haven't lost yet. And our defense, comes together when it matters the most. We keep people out of the end zone when it matters the most. We come up with turnovers. We're +4. I think we can get this job done. We just got to make plays. We got to come together. That tenacious defensive line and our good linebackers are really covering up the stench from the defensive backfield. Take Ardmore if that's what you think's going to happen. Here is the Nebraska State Odessa State game. The Ben Shadowski and Cameron Willis drama game.
You guys wanted to see this, huh? All the Cameron Willis fans are going to want to be pulling for Odessa to show us up and emasculate us.
Wow.
I mean, that's what it comes down to. Okay?
Emasculate or demasculate?
Yeah, emasculate. Yeah. That's what it comes down to. It really does, because if we lose to Cameron Willis, he will have proven that he was the better man against Ben Shadowski. Now, of course, there's factors that are out of your control as a quarterback and all this stuff.
Like what the coach does?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's factors beyond that, but when you just whittle it down, that's going to be the perception. So whoever wins this game is going to be able to go to sleep at night. Whoever loses, it's going to haunt them for the rest of their life. That's how it works. That's how it works. So, what do you think's going to happen here? I see Socrates Fortlow and Griffin Rivers visiting Odessa this week.
Dude, I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea. And I always harken back to it. -6 in the turnover differential. Shanoski takes way too many chances, takes a lot of sacks, rolls out of the pocket all the time, trying to improvise, doing his best Johnny Manziel. But then again, the Odessa State defense doesn't really pose much of a threat to that style of quarterback. So honestly, I think I'm going to go with Nebraska State. I'm going to go with Nebraska State. And that's a stretch, guys, because their defense is decent, but we got to ask yourself, is it good enough to stop the #1 pass offense and 81% completion percentage throwing Cameron
Well, my
Willis?
guys have been playing for a while together. Okafor, Sullivan, Wiggins, Brathwaite. Those guys are all veterans. They know what's going on. The problem is I'm going to need all of them to play well because Odessa's got about 5 good wide receivers. And, as average as our offense has been this year, I feel like Odessa's pushover kind of defense, which I think is getting better. They're just so young right now that it's going to take them another year or two to really actually become good. But as of right now, you can hit them punch them in the mouth, they'll fall over. I think they're going to give us a lot of yards and some touchdowns.
The key is
I think we'll win a close one here.
Capitalizing in the red zone. And then we've got Denver Tech against Camu going on the road. Denver Tech had a tough loss against Ardmore, and Camu, another tough loss in conference, going 1-3. So as we talked about a little bit earlier, this game means a lot more to me, I think, for Camu than it does for Denver Tech.
I don't know. I mean, Denver Tech is still in the national title race.
Right.
So they need to win out, beat everybody in the Big 12 West, and they are going to get either a rematch with you or play ACU or McAllen. So it's like, yeah, I mean, that's what their goal is. They want to get back to the title game. Camu is just trying to hang on, but you're right. I mean, Camu, they're falling pretty hard right now with another early conference season losing streak. They began last year 0-3. This year they win the first, and then they're 1-3. So this team has to dig themselves out of a hole somehow. I think Freeman, maybe like you were talking about his girlfriend situation, whatever's going on, he's not playing very well. He played pretty clean against Amarillo, but the secondary for Camu got lit up. So
Yeah.
I think Makovich should light them up.
I do too. I'm going to take Denver Tech. I think that the free fall, pretty funny actually, Jace Freeman and Camu are free falling, and it's not looking good. I don't think the bleeding stops for them.
Maybe next week.
Even though I hope that they can get the W because they're my baby.
They beat them last year.
They did, and they stirred some things up, but ultimately they didn't get in. It's just
Right.
Camu's luck. It's just Camu's luck. They didn't get in the Big 12 championship last year off of fractions of points, and now they're free falling. I don't think Denver Tech is going to lose this game. So that's going to be it for today's preview video. Leave a like if you like this thing, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that red button for subscribe or my logo in the bottom right hand corner. Picks are available for you guys for week number 10, and standings have been updated as I alluded to in Saturday's video. Who do you guys got? Post them in the comment section below. We'd love to find out and love to read those up. And if you have some pick analysis that you want to throw out there, please do so. Heel Boy offers you guys his picks for free, and he's always near the top of the leaderboard. So make sure you guys go check that out on goldglovergaming.com in the Pick Center in the Team Builder section for NCAA Football 14. That is it for us. Do you have anything else to add, as always?
No.
No. Okay. Good. Well, good luck. Good luck against Cameron Willis, Nebraska State.
We'll need it.
We'll see you guys on Saturday. As always, peace.